I'd call the roll. You sharing.
Good evening, everyone. Todd Brown, Secretary. I'm going to do a roll call. Denise DeLuise.
Yeah.
Steve Ferguson.
Here.
President. Alex McCallis, Vice President.
Yeah.
David L. Harar.
Here.
Bill Valero.
Here.
And Heskey Brahimi, Treasurer.
Yeah, present.
All board members are present. We have a quorum.
And so for first services, first service residential, we have Scott and Isabella, and from the regional office, we have Joe Snell in attendance here. Scott, can you confirm the notice of the board meeting?
Yes, I confirm that the notice of tonight's board meeting was posted at least 48 hours in advance prior to tonight's meeting.
Can I get a motion to approve the agenda as written?
Motion to approve the agenda as written.
I second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Any opposed? All right. Approval of minutes. So the approval of the 3/17/2026 Board of Directors meeting. Motion to approve the Board of Directors minutes meeting dated 3/27.
So motioned.
Second.
A second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? All right, we'll start with the officers' report. The president's report. I'd like to welcome all the owners here in person and on Zoom. We've had a pretty productive month. The board has met with First Services about the current board's vision moving forward. We discussed some changes that we'd like to see, such as new logos and updated and improved uniforms for security in the front desk. There is still more work to be done on these issues before we present them to the association. Myself and Denise DeLuise are meeting weekly with Scott to address issues that come up during the week and discussions about how to address those issues. I believe these meetings have been very productive. We are getting a lot of our issues addressed in a very timely manner. One of the things we've discussed is a new fob placed on the inside entry door to prevent visitors and guests from just walking through without stopping to speak to our front desk representative. This should help cut down on unwanted guests showing up to use our beach. The wire has been put in and the fob itself should be in a day or two. We ordered 12 new shopping carts that were delivered today and should be in circulation soon. These will be similar to the large blue ones, but smaller in size, so they will fit nicely in the elevators. The brown two-tier shopping carts will still be available, but the larger blue carts will be taken out of circulation. I continue to hold weekly Meet the President sessions in the lobby every Thursday at 10:30. I encourage owners to come down and discuss any issues. We want the association to be involved in the decision-making process, so please let us know if you have any issues to discuss. We bring those issues to Scott every week for discussion. I'm also looking for what people would like to see happen on the north side and pool deck during the waterproofing project. You don't have to have a specific item in mind. Someone stopped down and said they would like to see something beautiful on the north deck, and we can work with that. The roofing project is starting to mobilize, so we want to remind people to be aware of the new traffic pattern that will be instituted. We have additional projects in different stages of the permitting process that we will be discussing during the update portion of the meeting. Respectfully submitted, Steve Ferguson, PDS Board President. And anybody have any questions? Comment?
I love that you're sitting out in the lobby there.
Thank you.
Microphone.
Yeah, yes. Hi, this is Angel, Unit 1912. I'd like to thank Steve for making himself available in the lobbies at a certain hour, I think 11:30.
10:30, 11:30.
I just think it's fabulous. Thank you.
You're welcome.
I don't like the read AI.
The next agenda item is the treasurer's report. Heskey?
Hi all, I'm Heskey Brahimi, I'm your treasurer. As of February 28th, we had 1.16 million in the operating cash account. We had 3 million in the special assessment account and 7.49 million in our combined reserves, for a total of 11.7 million, down from 11.9 million in January. We currently have 4 ongoing projects with staggered start dates, including the fire alarm project at a cost of $437,000. The sprinkler project at a cost of $776,000. The BDA project at a cost of $189,000, and the roofing project at a cost of $1.6 million. If you notice outside, they're starting to stage for the roofing demolition, and now there's a new traffic pattern that Scott's going to talk about. As of February 28th, the balance of the non-Sears reserves was $1.723 million. And for the Sears reserves, the balance was $5.765 million. This year, we spent $20,000 for the beach chairs and $14,000 for the cooling tower engineering fees from the non-Sears reserves. And we spent $13,000 from the Sears reserves for project management and engineering fees for the HVAC risers. So those are upcoming projects that we still have, we're incurring engineering fees for. The monies for these two categories of reserves are held in separate and distinguishable accounts. So, as of this year, or maybe it was last year, the reserves have to be broken up into Sears, which are, essential components of the building, and the non-Sears reserves, which are like for interior decoration or certain things that aren't, essential for building survival. We're anticipating a surplus of about $500,000 to $600,000 in our special assessment account. We had a contingency fund, which we didn't use all, and we're also trying to claw back some monies from TKE for their 14-month delay, and that hopefully will, add another $200,000 to this. We can always reallocate the leftover monies in either to either of the reserve accounts. I anticipate, based on initial estimates, that we might be a little short for the HVAC cooling tower, and so we could use every dollar that we can get our hands on. With regard to the year-to-date income and expenses, we have not had any significant aberrations from our budget and are actually running a slight surplus of $12,000 for January and February. On a positive note, we have been receiving positive indications regarding insurance renewal, and we are hoping to see a 5 to 10% reduction in insurance costs versus our already reduced budget for 2026. So, we had projected a 10% decrease from last year, and we're probably going to get a little bit more come time for the renewal. If you know that the policies come due in May, so it's a staggered policy year. So we don't realize all this savings in 1 year, because up to May, we're still paying the rate of the old policy. So this concludes the April 16th Treasurer's Report.
Thank you.
Thank you, Heskey.
Thank you. Comments from the board?
Thank you, Heskey. Todd Brown. I recently attended this month's Finance and Insurance meeting, which is held every month. I want to applaud the hard work of Heskey and the finance team and all those people who show up and contribute. They work tirelessly on what I consider to be the most important committee here, because really what we're doing is all financially motivated, and they're doing a really nice job. Most importantly, I would like to encourage owners to attend the monthly finance and insurance meeting. If you want to find out where your money is going, how it's being spent, and more importantly, what big projects are coming up that we are going to have to spend money on, that's the place to do it. I encourage all owners to attend the monthly finance and insurance committee meeting. And once again, hats off to them. They do a really good job. Thank you.
I know it's on Zoom too. For those who aren't here, it's on
It is
Zoom.
on Zoom. It is also on Zoom. Most people are not in residence frequently. Please attend via Zoom. Thank you, Bill. Thank you, Bill.
Thank you. You're welcome. Todd.
Bert, do you have something?
Barrett, 2814. I have a question with regard to the clawback with TKE. When we had the workshop, the TKE project manager, whatever he was called, who was going to retire, seemed very forward about, for lack of a better word, admitting to or agreeing with liquidated damages. Are we getting pushback from them? Because I've heard talk that we were consulting with attorneys. That's question one. Then question two is, I was reading one of our current contracts, and I noticed that there was a clause that said, hey, if it's not pragmatic to go back and correct the defect, that the owner, which would be us and the contractor, could negotiate a monetary compensation for something that the cost of repairing retrospectively would be higher. So I guess my question is, with respect to the best roofing under the porte cochere or the carport or the little oval roof in front of the security, did we look to see if we had a clause that allowed us to get a clawback for the defects in that installation? So I have two questions. One is TKE doing pushback, and two, regarding the clawback potential from Best.
Okay, good questions. Todd Brown. Before the board answers substantively, I'd like to mention a couple of things to inform the association of what's going on. We are well aware, all of us, that the elevator project has been delayed and has not run smoothly. And as David said at last month's meeting, we assure you the board and management are working extremely hard, very aggressively with TKE on the elevators. I just want to explain something really quickly. There's only a couple of national elevator companies that could do this project. TKE is one of them. They're extremely reputable. The problem has been, and they have been transparent up till now, and I don't believe there's pushback, but I'm going to defer to the construction team on that, which is Alex, Bill, and David. The problem has been that they've admitted to us they have a labor shortage in terms of hiring staff, and they have a qualification shortage, meaning the staff they hire hasn't been great. I will say this. I know that the construction team, Alex, David, Bill, and Scott, have been all over this very, very aggressively. And yes, they have contacted council because they're extremely late in finishing the job and doing it to our specs. I don't want to say have no fear, but you are in good hands with Scott and the construction team that's all over this and our lawyers. I personally am not aware of pushback. The second point is, the answer to your question, Brooke, is do we have an ability to extract money for things that have not gone well, either for the portico or the elevator? That's your question, right?
And the question was, with respect to Best Roofing, did we see if we had a clause there? Because when Heskey was talking about looking for every penny for the HVAC, it seems to me that perhaps there was some money to be gotten for that defect with the installation.
I'm going to let the construction team answer that, but I will say this. All of the work, the portico work, the elevator work is guaranteed by warranty, and any problems that we encounter will be corrected. I'm going to turn it over to the construction team to answer your questions more specifically. But I hope the association knows that the board is not, sitting back on our haunches like wallflowers doing nothing. It is a daily conversation.
Yeah.
And I want to applaud the construction team for their hard work because they are spending a lot of time on this every day.
Yeah.
I just want to mention before Alex kicks in that, first of all, we should applaud today because I think it's the first day we had all three main elevators working. So that's a pretty big deal, right? We're on a good track here. And as Todd said a second ago, we're about to be done with that project. Hopefully the elevators will continuously work forever. Once TKE are out of sight and out of mind, hopefully, they're done. They're done the project. So we sort of need your help because we're only 7 people, 9 people, whatever it is, to come up with any issue that you see with the elevators. Literally any little thing that you see. Feel free to send Scott an email. Scott cannot start his morning without a TKE or an elevator email. I promise you. He wants those emails. So the more we can get, the more issues we can bring up now, the less problems we'll have later on in the future. So please, we need everybody's help. And by the way, regarding your question, with TKE right now, we first need to be done with the project, and then we'll move into some clawbacks or some arrangement. Until then, we have our opinions, we have our ideas, but we gotta wait for the project to be done. Correct, Alex?
In regards to the roof, the porte cochere, the manufacturers guarantee that there's not gonna be leak. The drainage is a problem. I brought it to their attention. I brought it to their attention with the previous board, and nobody wanted to pursue it. We do have a consent assurance with the bond, and if necessary, we'll go to the bonding company and ask them to correct it. I've also talked to Advanced Roofing, and they said they can give us a price to repair the roof. Now, to repair the roof, are we gonna create more damage than good? That's the magic question. So that's something that we have to consider. Other than that, this is something that happened. I have no control over it with the previous board. Thank you.
You're on the board.
Who was it?
Anybody have anything else? All right, next item on the agenda is manager's report.
Thousands of five-star reviews and an A+
Hi,
rating.
good evening. Some of the stuff that we've done over the past month since the last board meeting. One of the first things is we replaced the water fountain that was on the back promenade deck. The lower area of the old water fountain was getting rusty and in poor shape. So we replaced that. Also, the shower knobs up on for the shower on the pool deck, those were getting in poor shape. They were leaking all over the place. So we had those replaced with new knobs. We were able to order slings for the damaged pool lounge chairs that we've been keeping in storage for a while. I went through the manufacturer and ordered a bunch of extra slings. Maintenance took off all the old fabric and put the new slings on, and we were able to put seven damaged pool lounge chairs back into circulation on the pool deck. The barbecue grills, we had Paradise Grills come out and do a professional deep cleaning of the grills. And we also ordered new biscuit trays and biscuits for all three of the grills. The little roof behind the porte cochere, in between the porte cochere and the main tower that goes over the lobby, maintenance cleaned that area up, and then they put down a elastomeric roof coating over the area. And these are the pictures that I sent earlier about our smoker that was throwing cigarette butts down there.
By the way, regarding that point, on the 8th floor in the walkway, there's also a bunch of cigarette butts. So whoever it is, it's above the 8th floor. We got you.
All the windows on the lobby level that had all that etching in from more than likely the sprinkler system, we were able to find not a wax, but yeah, sort of a compound that's taken all that etching off. So maintenance has slowly been working on those windows. They've started down on the south end there, and they're working their way up the south. What way are we? Over there? South. Well, south to north. They're working south to north on cleaning the windows, and they do look a heck of a lot better. The ones that they've cleaned so far. The area in front of the security offices, that area was repainted. The main tower lobby level, lower stairwell there, that area was repainted. Shopping carts, as they were mentioned earlier, they have came in. We did start off with only ordering a dozen of them that will spread out through the garages, see what kind of feedback we receive. if these are actually big enough for what people wanted. Again, we don't want them too large because they bang up the elevators. So if we get positive feedback from these carts, we'll look to order maybe another dozen. Chairs, we had a couple of meetings ago, we approved the proposal to order new regular sitting chairs for the beach. Those have came in this week, and we'll be getting those put out on the beach tomorrow morning sometime. The pool table in the game room there, the left is a picture of what the pool table looked like. The right-hand picture is what the pool table currently looks like. I did have a company come in and rip it apart today. They're going to be fixing the walls and bumpers and also putting new felt on the pool table. And they should actually be finished with that tomorrow afternoon. Few office items. Since last meeting, we've had two new packets for sales, 109 and 1102. 2 units were approved for rentals, 603 and 807, and 1 unit 909 for an additional occupant. No new contractor packets were approved in April, and last month at March 17th at our board meeting, we had a delinquency of $69,186. And as of today, that's down to $30,746. And our delinquency rate is really at like 1.2 to 1.5%. And that's actually a great number for a building this size. And that will conclude my manager's report.
Great. Anybody have any questions? The next item on the agenda is the committee reports. I heard from Marcia, she won't be here to give a report. Heskey, do we have anything else for insurance and finance?
Is Mike on the call?
I can't see him.
I don't see him, Heskey.
He's here.
Oh, there's Mike.
There is a
Oh,
mic.
is there?
Yeah, there is a mic. Mr. Mike,
Yeah, there's Mike.
He's muted.
if you can unmute.
He's muted. Can you unmute him?
Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you.
Now.
Okay, hi, everyone. Yeah, just a quick one on the Finance and Insurance Committee meeting. We had our first one a couple of weeks ago, and we're having our next one on Thursday, April 30th. And the focus of that discussion will be on our insurance renewal, which comes to term at the end of May 31st. And good news, the rates keep going down, so we should expect savings. Our building evaluation is a bit higher, so those savings will be offset a little, but we're meeting our insurance agent at the meeting on the 30th, and we'll be able to confirm what the level of savings will be. That's pretty much it.
Great, thanks, Mike. Brooke, do you have something?
I was wondering with respect to the insurance appraisal and the insurance plan, which I assume is linked to the replacement appraisal that was posted on Building Link. Great, at least I got that right. The replacement value was around 200 million. And I was looking at the local projects that have been going up. Like I was just looking at $1 billion for the new Mandarin Oriental. And I realized we're probably not going to be as nice as they are. But I just wonder, I was going to say, but that building, but the Mandarin Orient, it's not probably that much larger than our building when we consider 28 stories. So I'm just curious, do we think that this 200 million is really grounded in reality to market costs? Because the appraisal even states that after a hurricane, that we should figure on doubling the appraisal value if we wanted to rebuild it. So I'm just curious about that. Thank you. And I was thinking, we wonder if First Service might have industry things to similar projects to look at what replacement values are for a high rise of ours. I don't expect them to have it today. I don't expect them to have it next week, but I was thinking that like in 75 days, some of those questions or comps, I guess, in the real estate world might be available. Thank you.
Thank you, Brooke.
Thanks, Brooke. Social committee?
Hi, I'm Reva Benavieve, Social Committee, Appointment 1111. First off, I really want to thank the board. I want to thank the staff in the offices, and most of all, I want to thank the residents of the Playa del Sol for supporting the Social Committee. We have grown tremendously over the 4 years. We're now in our 4th year of doing this. We have grown substantially. We're looking for things that you like to do. What we would love to have you do is maybe join our meetings as well and give us ideas. We have had fantastic barbecues recently. Everyone loves them. They come outside, they get the fresh air, and they get the great cooks that we have here making our barbecues. Our last social, we actually did karaoke. It went off really well. We plan to do that more and more often. But we'd love ideas from you people. I got a great idea today from one of our residents. Her name is Wendy. She wants to do a floral, there goes my words.
Class?
Workshop?
It's a workshop. Thank you so much. Yeah.
That's why
I'm
he's sitting
getting
right next
older,
to you.
guys. Anyway, we're gonna be doing a floral workshop, hopefully on May 17th. It's gonna cost $25. She's gonna be bringing in everything. She's gonna teach us how to make the little floral arrangement. You get to keep it. And the nice part is the $25, whatever's left, is actually gonna go to children with autism. So the building is not only looking for things for us to do and get better and better at, but also to help the community. So I'm hoping that we get a lot of people to sign up for that. It's gonna be May 17th from 3 to 4. We're gonna have some snacks up here. So we're gonna have a great time learning how to do things like that. Our next social, which is next Friday evening, is gonna be our spring fling. We're getting into that time of year again. And a taste. It's gonna be April in Paris. So we expect to see the usual big crowd. I know a lot of us are starting to go home. We will, as a committee, take off 3 months just to give us a little bit of a break as well. We will miss you all, but we're gonna have a bang up September welcome back. So please join us, and thanks again for all your support, and especially my fellow social committee members. They have been incredible. We just love seeing this grow and grow and grow. So thank you all.
And the signature cocktail for Paris
Oh,
is French gimlet.
French gimlet will be the signature cocktail for our next Friday's event. So if you've never tried one, you better come down and try it. Thanks again, everyone.
Thanks, Reva.
Thanks, Reva.
Welcome.
The next item on the agenda is old business, major project updates.
Yes, starting off with the elevators. Elevators 3, 4, and 5 still need to have punch list items repaired. Once those 3 elevators are completed, VDA will come back and do a final inspection on TKE's work to verify that all the punch list items on all 6 elevators have been completed. Once that's done, there is certain staff training that TKE will be doing on certain elevator functions. Once that is complete, we will begin submitting a negative change order to TKE for liquidated damages, additional VDA inspections, and legal fees that we've incurred throughout the project. CEI, they've been responsible for the polishing of the sills that they've been doing over the past week. They have 4 full floors left on elevator number 1, and they have all the floors on elevator number 3 before they're completed. With the roof, as some of the board members mentioned earlier, Advanced Roofing's currently been mobilizing for their material and lift that they'll be using. once they're completed with that, they'll begin demo of the main roof. Once I do have a date from Advanced, I will email that out to the residents when we can expect work to begin. The sprinkler project, that is still pending permits. The BDA project, that is also pending permits. And then the alarm system, currently we have a pending start date of June 1st. And they're going to start off with installing the new panel and doing common area work. And it'll be roughly 60 days after June 1st before they actually start getting into residential units to install the speakers. I'll take any questions anybody has.
Want to elaborate a little bit on how they're going to come in and out of the units?
Elaborate on how they're going to come in and out of the units.
Yeah, or you want to just wait?
The employees or the workers?
Workers. There's a lot of people going to be
Through the door.
I understand they're going to go through the door. That'd be the most logical way.
Yeah, I mean, what'll happen is the alarm company will go through a floor first. Every unit that they're working in, they will be escorted by a staff member. And then right now, the plan is shortly after they are done with the floor, the sprinkler company would go in right after them, install the sprinklers that are needed in the unit. And then once they're done with the installation of speakers, we would have another company come in, a third-party company, not our maintenance staff, but a company would come in and do any kind of drywall work or touch-up repairs that are needed in units. And again, all three different vendors will be accompanied by a staff member from the building.
Suggest them to take pictures of their doors and say if I forgot. Suggest taking pictures of their condo door or their condo units, so they have some type of an idea if there was any damage caused before and after.
Yeah, as Bill said, once we do get to the point of starting to enter units, notices will go out and be posted. And what we do recommend is residents just take pictures of their ceiling, walls, doors, just so you have pre-photos of before they started work. That way, if they do put a big scratch in your door or your wall, you do have the backup to show that it wasn't there before they started.
Yeah, so everybody understands basically that we worked out with a contractor that they're gonna fix everything the day of cause. So just back yourself up. You got the proofs, all good. They're gonna fix it. Also, Scott, if you can maybe elaborate, I know some residents didn't really understand the chart of how the driving is gonna be done in the next few days. Once that off ramp is gonna be gone, maybe you can elaborate a little bit.
Yep. So the exit ramp is going to be closed for traffic. That's where Advanced Roofing is going to put their dumpsters. So the entrance ramp, when you pull into the property, you make a right to go up to the lobby. That ramp is going to have ingress and egress traffic off of the property. We'll have cones set up there to block lanes. We'll have cones going all the way up through under the porte-cochere and then into that north lobby level parking lot area a little bit. And basically what cars will do is if they're dropping somebody off underneath the porte-cochere there, they'll go into that north area parking lot and circle around and then drive back under the porte-cochere and then exit on the entrance ramp. And that's part of the reason why we removed those parking spaces that are on that western wall on the lobby level deck there, that just to give people enough room to actually make that turn without having to forward reverse to make that loop.
It's going to be tight. They really have to be patient. Somebody's going to get injured. There's a lot of people.
It's true that there's no prizes for the first person to hit a cone. So in your lane.
I'd rather have them hit a cone than hit a person.
Scott, in the beginning, are we going to have an additional security officer out there helping direct traffic?
Yeah, we can set that up to have them out there for a first couple of days.
Good idea. Thank you, Denise. I'd also like to comment, just a little bit of a recap for those of you who haven't been paying close attention. And also we have some new owners. The fire protection project that we've been talking a lot for a very long time consists of three components. This is mandated by Florida state law. That's why we're doing this. You hear about the BDA all the time. That is a communication system that the building must have for first responders. It really will not impact us as owners in a physical way, but it will help with our safety. Then we have the speakers that you're hearing about. These are mandated by Florida law. These are speakers that will be installed in each of your bedrooms. Okay, these are one-way speakers. My understanding is you will be able to hear emergency announcements in your bedroom. That is mandated by Florida law. The third aspect that you're hearing about are the sprinklers. And these sprinklers, there's going to be approximately one head over each of your doors. If you have one door in the tower, you'll have one sprinkler. If you have two doors, you will have two sprinklers. My understanding is they're not putting sprinklers in the wings. Is that correct?
No.
I am wrong?
No, you're right.
You're right.
Oh, I am correct. I am correct. Sprinklers will not be installed in the wings. Sprinklers, approximately 2 per unit, will be installed over your front door and your emergency door. There may be some exceptions depending on if you've reconfigured your unit, but in general, you're going to get 2 sprinkler heads in your apartment, one over each door, and you're going to get a speaker in each bedroom. And the speakers are going to be in the tower and the wings, correct?
Right.
Yes. Okay. Just wanted to clarify that.
And also in addition to that, there's gonna be smoke detectors inside every bedroom and on the outside of every bedroom. Basically, every door in your unit will get one on the inside and one on the outside. Basically, that's mandated again.
They're putting that in?
Yeah, it's part of this project, yeah. Yeah. There's also gonna be a casserole there.
And the air conditioning closets.
Oh, yeah. It's right here.
No, you go. You go.
Alex, you're so quiet today. I really need to hear
I'm
you.
not feeling good today.
Yeah, so the air conditioning closets, that's a different project.
Saying sprinklers.
Oh, with the sprinklers, yes, it's true. So the air conditioning closets are basically, it's gonna take some time. Basically, it's gonna take a little bit of time. They're gonna reconfigure. Needs obviously piping of water needs to go up and down, so it's gonna take some time.
So you might want to mention that the sprinklers are not happening on the wings because they have access to the catwalks. So there's no need for sprinklers on the wings.
No, so ladder trucks can reach that height.
No, you
Correct.
got 2 means of egress.
Rob, do you have a question?
I do.
Tom?
Sorry to, my husband's on the board, I should ask him, but, the sprinklers that we're having, are they smoke reactive or heat reactive?
Heat.
Okay, good. Thank you. I smoke a lot of stuff in my apartment.
When I get a shot,
Wise.
Thank you. Just on the pattern,
there for a second.
just on the driving pattern, is that gonna be for the whole time of the roof project or just when they're ripping it off? When they're ripping off the roof,
No, it'll be the whole time.
the whole time?
Let me explain, because they're ripping off the roof the whole time. They're ripping, building. They don't leave the roof for nothing. That's what your husband explained to me.
It's gonna
You should
change.
also talk to your
It's gonna
husband.
change when you go to the south.
Yeah, so actually, when they start work on the south tower,
It's gonna change.
the traffic pattern will slip or reverse, yeah.
Anybody else have anything? All right, we'll move on to new business, the VDA contract. We need a motion to approve the VDA contract in the amount of $6,120 for vertical transportation consulting services for the preparation of an owner's form of full coverage preventative maintenance agreement and bid
Oh.
package for 6 elevators.
The monitor, so.
Just to further explain, this is our elevator consulting company called VDA. I will make a motion. This is for our elevator consulting company, VDA, to hire a maintenance an elevator maintenance company, and I so motion.
I second it.
Now we open it for
I
conversation.
make
to
a
the board.
motion.
Let's finish it first.
So motioned.
And Alex second. And now we're gonna open it for board discussion.
I'd like to make a. Yeah, I'd like to put an exclusion in here not to give it to TKE.
I second that.
All right, just so the residents know what this contract is.
Maintenance.
Yeah, VDA, they've been our elevator consultant for the term of the elevator project. And what we're looking to do is hire VDA to write a full service maintenance agreement for the elevators, and then have that maintenance agreement go out to bid by other elevator companies besides TKE. They just haven't done a good job here. I think we're all sick of them being in our building. So we're gonna look at what the other options are. And VDA, besides doing the writing the maintenance agreement, they'll be collecting the bids for us. They'll put together a bid analysis for us, and then we'll have a meeting with VDA to review the bids and hopefully make a decision on a new elevator company.
Yeah, VDA is also like currently our watchdog. They're basically sitting on top of TKE and helping us figure out all the things that we obviously can't go into the shaft and figure out on our own. But it's definitely worth it so far.
Can I say something?
Yes.
So when we issued our request for proposals for the elevators, we made sure that there were no TKE specific parts in there. So the parts are available to all maintenance companies. It's not, like with our previous elevators, we were bound by them. We had issues obtaining parts, they weren't available, but we had only one supplier and one place to go. Now we have a lot of choices. We can go to any elevator maintenance company. We can, the parts are widely available. So we're never going to run into that problem again.
Thank you.
By the way, before someone comes up and asks, also, yes, TKE does warrant their work. I think we have a year warranty, not longer. However, warranty, yes, if there's any faulty parts or whatever it is they install, they'll definitely come in and supply it. But the people, what we're talking about right now is to bring maintenance crews that are separate from TKE that will actually hopefully be reliable and come in and do the job properly, replace the parts that TKE will bring and do the actual work. That's the idea.
What about, Alex, explain to them we're shooting for
Can you use the mic?
multiple years on warranty. It's one of
Use
the
the mic.
That's in the negotiation.
Some of the negotiation that's going on with TKE is I requested an additional 2 years, making the total 3 years warranty on parts and labor. Also, all the liquidated damages, legal fees, and re-inspections. These are the proposals that we submitted to the lawyers. They haven't responded to us, but when time comes, they will respond. Getting back to the maintenance project, we need a maintenance contractor by Florida statute. The elevators have to be inspected periodically and they sign into the book and said they were inspected. That's a separate issue. The elevators will have a 1-year warranty backed by the bonding company after final completion with the consent to surety. So if anything breaks down, like David said, TKE has to come back and fix it. But a maintenance issue is greasing, adjustments, things like that. That's part of the maintenance contract.
Inspections, yeah.
Any other comments by the board? Owners?
Hi, Barbara Smalley, 607. Just a comment. I know you guys are going out for bid and what you're seeing is all very true. I would like to hope that somebody will be assigned to all the buildings to see how whatever people you're interested in, if they're working at that building. I'm going to make an example. Nouveau. Nouveau came in and interviewed with us to do the elevators. They're very big in New York City. They're very big in Illinois. They came in blockbusters with us, but they weren't set up in Florida in terms of building out elevators. However, they did sell themselves as a service company. Well, it just so happens that I'm in buildings that have Nouveau. And it seems like when it comes to maintenance, just like the issues we had, it's the same thing all over again. So please just, remember, call the buildings, find out how those companies are doing with them. Can they get the parts? Very important.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Good point, Barbara. VDA has represented to us that they know quite a few local elevator maintenance companies that are highly, highly respectable and recommended. So we're hoping, using VDA as our consultant, as David said, and the other board members, that they bring us really great qualified elevator maintenance vendors. And yes, we will do our homework and do our own independent asking around, but thank you.
And we currently trust VDA quite a bit.
Yes, VA is okay.
And,
Yeah, and the idea that currently we trust VDA quite a bit. They've been there throughout the entire project. We started this project with GKE. Nobody expected it to go sideways, but we trust them as our trusty person for elevators. Yes, sorry.
So, Barb Zavali, 607. Just in addition to that, VDA were our consultants when we put out for bid on the elevators, and we put out for quote to 5 companies. We ended up with 3 that we interviewed. So in that vein, because they are, giving you those names, please do your homework. That's all I'm asking.
Yes. Thank you, Barb. Okay, any other comments from the, from owners?
Barbara Copier, 1617.
Right into.
Now we can hear you.
1617. I don't know if it has to do with restoration, the punch list, whether it's the roof, but in the past several years, every rainstorm, the 17 sack gets rain in the ceiling.
Okay, so right now, we're gonna take your comments in just 1 second, but we're still talking about just the elevator at this
Just
point.
the- okay,
Yep.
okay.
All right, thank you. All right, so we have a motion to approve the VDA contract in the amount of $6,120 for vertical transportation consulting services for the preparation of an owner form of full coverage, preventative maintenance agreement and bid package for 6 elevators. All in favor?
Aye.
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 Denise?
Aye.
With the exclusion of TKE.
With the exclusion of TKE? Any opposed? Motion carries.
Okay.
All right, so the next section is owner questions and comments, so please come forward.
Okay, the 17 staff.
Mhm.
For the past several years, every heavy rainstorm, we get water in our ceiling from above. Happens in 1917, happens in some of the other ones. I don't know if it happens below us. I don't know if it's the change in windows. I don't know if it's the restoration. I don't know if it's the roof. Since it never happened before the windows and before the restoration, from a lay perspective, I think there may be a connection, but I'm not an architect and engineer.
Where's the water?
It still happened. We called again last week. It happened last week, and so did in 1970. So we get through. It's in our ceiling, so it's not us. It's not our
Is it
windows.
over
It's
the
not our
windows?
doors. It's our ceiling above, near, around the.
Well, we
the
have
wraparound.
problems with the flashing,
Can I ask you a question, please?
the parapet walls.
Did you report it before?
Absolutely, we've been reporting it since Joanne.
Oh, gosh.
Okay. Yeah, since Joe, it has gone.
17.
We'll go Alaska.
No, she's been
Saturate, or
reporting
maybe
it.
it's the rain. We no longer saturate the furniture. We no longer have all of the other things stained.
So the ceiling becomes wet, basically, right?
Pardon me?
The ceiling becomes wet.
It's the ceiling.
Ceiling.
It's the ceiling, and then the drawstrings for any of the window treatments and things like that.
So Scott, the flooring above that ceiling, is it wet or is it?
It is, they changed their windows. So I don't know, I'm not blaming the change in the windows, but
Can you,
structurally.
can you send me an email?
Building for a reason, yes,
Can you send me an email
we did. We were down. Our bill came down, we sent down, we would go. We put in a report every single time. Every single time.
I'm sorry, this is the first time I'm hearing it, and
What
and I
apartment?
will definitely look into it.
Well, 01 and 17, they've
I
been
know
getting a lot of,
19 also has an issue
I don't
with,
know if it's on.
but they said it was the parapet wall, you know, the wall.
I don't know.
What was your apartment number?
17, yeah.
17, but it's the 17 staff, because I know 1917 had the same problem, and, yeah, and that's of last week's. meeting.
Denise, what were you saying?
I'm sorry.
yes, 1917 also.
I know that she had the same problem, and it's
Yes.
just, it's only in the last several years, and it's every heavy rainstorm.
Is that with the drip edge that we saw? Remember?
Once the water gets in, you don't know where it goes.
Drip edge would be on the edge of the balconies above it, no?
Yeah, but if it goes across, it'll hit the window.
Once water comes in, it can go anywhere.
Edge, it'll go
All
out.
fine, water all fine, see, it's like anything.
They've but it's getting in their ceiling.
That's the same
Be the
thing.
parapet.
I will look into it.
I would say to you, I'm sorry, your name one more time, I'm sorry. Barbara, I would say to you, it's noted, it's in the record,
Some of them
and it
are not.
will absolutely positively be inspected. It needs to be inspected, and we need to find out what the cause is.
Oh, the roofers need to find out.
Well, here's the thing,
17,
Todd.
I'm not sure would be a roof issue.
Yeah, it is.
You think so?
It's coming down the front
Water
of the building.
seeks, once water gets in, it runs. You don't know where it's gonna go.
That's
But
a
here
roof
we go. We're starting what, next week with the roof? Let that be priority.
It is on the edges.
It's on the-
It's
well,
on
they're
the
not-
edges. I mean, at one time, we had a problem in the middle, but that was from the upper.
They're starting on a main roof. So what we'll do is we'll have them check that out to see where it's coming in so they can block it up as fast as they can.
Good point, Bill.
Thank you for bringing it up.
Yeah, it's the parapet wall and the flashing.
And they're starting on the main roof, so.
Next.
I hope it's the roof. Let's hope.
Yeah, sure.
Unit 19.
All the way down.
Scott, I'm not sure if you've seen it, but several occasions I've gone to pick up mail. The window that you're supposed to stand in front of is inundated with packages. So is something gonna be done to enlarge the space, reorganize the space? Because I don't think it's fair for the workers to work in this condition. Not at all.
I can see if there's a way they can have the packages arranged right away when they're first dropped off by Amazon, but they literally get over 100 packages
I understand that.
from Amazon.
I'm sure you have limitations with the space.
Scott,
Yeah,
Amazon
Stock.
provides lockers. I mean, maybe where the vending machines are,
Mhm.
we can have them put some lockers there.
It's not gonna be big enough. If someone, like, some of the packages.
Well, I mean, at least for the smaller ones.
Wait till Christmas.
that's bad.
Go to the door to have them help me as opposed to stand in the window.
If the packages are too big, they have to take it to the door. Like yesterday,
No.
I had a
The packages were stacked up.
gated area.
Couldn't access the
It
window.
looks like Christmas every day.
And I understand the volume is there, limitations are there, but it's not fair to the workers.
We'll figure something out.
Thank you.
Thank you.
I wonder if that island there that they have there can be taken out and that can be stored.
Well, that's where a lot of the packages go on top of that, and then there's little cubby holes behind it that they store.
A lot more people are getting things delivered.
All the time. Yeah, nobody, sits in the store.
Scott, is it possible behind the security area where their lunchroom is to maybe extend that wall? Because if you put the packages where the people drive in, you're gonna block security from seeing what's happening when cars enter the building. Maybe behind security, there's a big space there, a dead space. Maybe put an extension there and open that wall so they can have additional space instead of blocking their view for people going out and people coming in.
That's what we're running.
Yeah, it'd have to be something we'd need to look at.
Maybe this.
Yeah, it's definitely gonna be something that we're gonna have to look at, so, thank you for bringing that though.
Amazon Lockers, First Service has an agreement where you get that discounted.
Is there a cost for that?
Yeah,
Yes,
Amazon
there's-
Lockers, there's a cost to the association, but it's less of a cost per service, so we can look into it for you.
I don't know about that. No.
Well, there's nothing wrong with looking into it. Yeah.
When you get your email,
Because I mean, there's a lot of big packages that come and they would probably still have to be, there. But some of the smaller packages could be put in the lockers and taken out of the security so that there's more room.
Say so.
Well, yeah, I brought this up last couple of years ago. Some of the residents are using this as a commercial place, and they're using it for commercial use and getting thousands of packages for commercial use and not using it for residential use. I don't think we should accept any passages that are not made specifically to a person that lives in the building.
Oh, yeah, that's for sure.
Hey, Brooke?
Anyone else want to go?
That's
it. Your
turn.
No? Come
Got your list.
Good evening. So the first item, I just wanted to say that at the last board meeting, somebody challenged one of my assumptions, and I was open to talking to these people about it offline, but they declined, and I respect their decline. But I just want to say I'm not challenging the decision, but I just want to say that when I looked at the roof bids, it looked to me like Advanced Roofing and Best Roofing both bid on a APP roof over SPS, and Best Roofing was $300,000 cheaper. Then Best Roofing also provided around a $500,000 cheaper bid for a roof material that the roof consultants, two of them, were okay with. And again, I'm not challenging the decision, but at the last meeting, somebody said that Best Roofing had a different material, and that's just factually not true. I got 2 minutes or 3 minutes? 2 minutes?
We give you 2.5.
Go for it, just get.
Go for it. Okay. Second item I wanted to talk about was about how it is we talk at meetings. And one of the things I just wanted to remind the board members is that the Florida statute says that a homeowner is allowed to speak after every agenda item. And so I've heard people say things like we have to be tough on it because otherwise somebody hijacks the meeting. And to that point, I kind of got into it once with Mark Chera about what he felt was off topic. I felt was on topic. I've had other people interrupt me when I've been talking before. One person's done it twice, another person's done it more than once. And I just want to say this. We can have differences of opinion about what's on topic and what's off topic. And I'll respect those decisions, but I'll tell you one thing I don't respect is that the Florida statute had a provision that allowed a homeowner to put an agenda item by petition. Our attorney wrote introducing herself as the general counsel for the association and said I didn't have that right. And I think for board members to say, hey, you're off topic, off agenda item, at the same time, you're denying a right that was by Florida statute was just incredibly poor form. And it took me up until about 2 months for Playa del Sol to recognize a right that was in Florida statute. And not only was it in Florida statute, but our attorney's law firm had put multiple publications stating how homeowners had this right. So I'm just saying is that to the people who are looking around here and say, hey, Mr. Barrett's a problem child, I just want you to realize that I had a right to go petition, and I wanted to petition the wheelchair. And I was denied that right. I submitted paperwork to ask why. I got an inconclusive answer. And I'm just saying is that you're only seeing half of the coin, people out here, is that, that, as I say, to me, taking away my right for several years was just wrong. Thank you.
I want to answer this.
Can I address that?
Can I answer one question in regards to the roof? The bids are selected based on lowest responsible bidder. The responsible bidder is the main purpose. The purpose of that. You came before us and you started complaining about the Portico that Best Roofing did. And
Alex, I've offered to meet with you and Kathy one-on-one.
Answering the question. You want me to answer the question or no? No.
Can I address Brooke a second?
Go ahead.
Yeah, go for it.
Anyone is allowed as an owner to add to an agenda item, and Brooke is right, you need 20% of the unit vote, which is it's half the votes, half the amount of owners plus one. If you get that number of votes or signatures, then you could add to the agenda item. So, because that was done back in 2018 or 19, when we talked about the day-to-day services. So that can be done, but it's got to be done the right way. So I just wanted to let Brooke know that it can be done, but it's got to be 20% of the owner vote, signatures, and then moving forward. As far as Best Roofing did bid for the fiber-tight roof. So they were out of compliance when we added, the bid out. We put the bid out. They bid on something completely different. And Alex is right with saying that Best Roofing did not bid on what we asked them to bid on. So they were eliminated.
All right, can I say something real quick here?
Sure.
Brooke, in the last 2 months, during this board's tenure, have we not allowed you to speak after every topic that we brought up?
You know what, as I say, I'm open to talking about this offline.
Sure.
I feel like I think it was, there's only been one meeting with public speaking, and I think I got interrupted by Denise. And so on the one quarterly meeting required by law, I was interrupted and I felt that was wrong. But again, what I'm going back to, Denise, and if you can look at the written inquiry I submitted in February, where I provided Donna Berger writing in an email explicitly that petition right did not exist. So, and that's one of the reasons why I've had the issue with Donna Berger. It's not just been on that, it's been on the safety issue that I tried to talk about after Scott spoke on safety. And again, Denise, I can show you the paperwork where Best Roofing bid the same paperwork
Let's
of
just keep this with
AP&P over SPS binder.
Let's just keep this with me. So I understand that you think that, so we are trying to do this every single month. We're not trying to do it quarterly. We're trying to let owners come up and ask questions at the end of every single meeting. We're trying to give owners the opportunity to speak after every single topic that we have. So, I mean, I just want you to know that you are going to have a chance to be heard. So, I mean, we're
Steve, I give you high marks, I really do.
We're doing our best to, to address everybody's concerns. So.
Steve, I give you high marks on what you're doing. And again, I think First Service in their board training says we should keep these things to an hour. So again, I invite Alex and Kathy and Denise to talk to me one-on-one, offline. We can all look at the bid paperwork together and you can explain to me what I'm misreading. And I just think that the people deserve the right to know. It could have been the best decision it could have been the greatest decision in the world not to go with Best Group.
Can I interrupt for a second?
Well, and the fact that the former president just pled guilty to federal charges on bid reading might be a good reason.
Well, why'd you say that? Why'd you say it?
Hold on. I'm gonna just.
Well, he says
just a
Best
second,
Roofing.
okay? Just a second. Brooke, first thing, there's a new board in front of you. Whatever issues we had previously, and there were plenty, it's gonna change. I told you that on the first day of this board. We noticed the last board, sometimes people didn't get to be heard. It's gonna change 100%, and it's already happening, as you noticed. Second thing, whatever bids came in for the roof last time, whatever whatever bids they looked at, I don't know exactly how they chose whatever it is. However, what I do know, and I know 100%, is that the current company we have for the roof is solid. We sat with them, asked them all the questions. I mean, Alex, myself, and Bill, we hackled the heck out of them. And they came through every single time. They knew the stuff. They look like they know what they're doing. They walk the walk and talk the talk. So I think yes, maybe it's possible. Whatever you say is that we lost 300,000 according to you, but maybe we actually gained that. So no, I'm just saying it's possible, but we got a good company right now. We got something good going on. Let's hope for the best right now.
All right, great. Rob, what do you got?
So I may be stupid, but in the mailroom, there are all these lower big container, like boxes for what I would assume are, deliveries. So isn't there a way that those packages, if we relieve the security office and put the packages in those boxes that are in the mailroom, what are the lower boxes for? I mean,
That's from the post office.
Yeah, you can't,
The post office has access to that. We don't have access to
The
that.
post
My
office.
second offer would be that the director of security's office could become.
Yeah, we'll get him out of there. We'll put him-
I'd like to see him in the building.
Put him in the locker. Let's put him in the locker.
Anyone else have anything else?
I do. Can you guys hear me?
Yes.
Okay, great. Sorry. So I know it's running late. This is actually my first time. I don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing because I've owned since 1998, but I try to be pretty low maintenance. But I'm just at the end of my rope because I have a roach infestation. And I can't imagine.
If I could interrupt you just 1 second,
Yeah.
could you identify yourself in your apartment number?
Sure, absolutely. My name is Jennifer Wetstein. I own Unit 209.
Okay, go ahead. I'm sorry.
So I've been dealing with the roach infestation, and I can't imagine the number of, issues, matters, things that Scott and the office deal with. So this is not a criticism to them. But, for a couple years now, I've been dealing with this, and I keep on being told that they're coming every month and, it could be construction. But, my parents were there for like 7 months. They're from New York City, so they're kind of, they're used to, growing up with like little roaches. But like they finally moved out. They're like, this is insane. I had somebody that was moving in. She moved out within 48 hours because she literally had like roaches crawling all over the floor. How do we escalate certain things like that? Because I've written emails, I've gone to the office, and I just don't know what to do anymore. And I'm told that I'm like the only apartment that has a roach infestation, and I'm pretty sure that that can't be true because I don't think roaches discriminate. Like I don't think they just go to Unit 209.
Shoot that we changed. Right. The trash chute.
So
Those are the trash chute that we changed.
is it repaired now?
Yeah.
So there's
Sorry.
an issue with the trash chute near where your apartment is. That's been repaired. So, but if you have issues like that, the best place to do, to report that is in building links so that there's an actual, so that it can be followed up on. Because, if you, if this continue, just out of curiosity, are they letting the roach people in every single month to
Well,
spray?
so I was told that they were going like every month, and then I finally was like, "Can I just get the number?" And I was given the wrong number. I guess it was the old exterminator. I finally got the new number, and they're like, "Oh yeah, we can never get in." And I'm like, "Well, like, what do you mean you can't get in?" My parents have like been there. Like, my mom goes to the office like religiously trying to get the exterminator in. So, again, like I just want to try to move forward. I don't want to criticize, but I've talked to the exterminator. I've talked to Kara. I've sent emails. I sent another email today. I just don't know what to do. I mean, it's just, I just don't know what to do.
So it's not that the pest control has never been able to get in. When they have come later on in during the week to specifically service your unit because you've had a continuing problem, they've tried coming, but there's been times where your deadbolt on your door has been locked and you haven't given us a key for that, so we haven't been able to get in. I've been told there was another time when pest control was coming, you left before he got to the unit and we couldn't get access again. So it's not that
Okay.
pest control hasn't been servicing your unit, it's these extra times that we've asked him to come off his normal schedule to service you that we haven't been able to get access.
Okay, so I certainly don't want to be disrespectful and debate it. Like I said, my parents just left the building. My dad's 80. He's pretty much been in the apartment like almost 24/7. So I don't think that's necessarily true. But again, we just need to move forward. So what is the best way to ensure like some sort of collaboration here? Because if I'm having a roach infestation, they've got to be in the building, and I'm just, I want to mitigate it for everybody, right? Not just me.
So if you could provide the office with the key to the deadbolt, that would be the most efficient way to handle that situation. That way they would be able to get into the apartment.
Okay, so it's been unlocked for like about a month. But sure, I can definitely get a key, but like I've just left it unlocked for the last month.
Yeah, so if you could do that, that would be the best thing. That would be the best thing way to handle that.
Okay. Then the other thing is, And I thought this was rectified, but I had somebody that was going to help me like do some painting. And there's a security guard that's pretty, she said some anti-Semitic remarks last year. And I had a conversation with Scott and I thought, we addressed it. And she said some other derogatory remarks today to the gentleman that came by. How do we handle something like that? Like I've never been in a position, I'm 53 years old, where an employee like can actually say derogatory remarks that are so offensive about, somebody that lives like in the building.
If you can call me tomorrow and let me know what happened and who the employee was.
Okay, for sure. It's the same employee that it happened last year with. I didn't think she was actually still there. But sure, I can do that. And sorry again, but the last question is, ever since the construction happened, like the door that leads to the catwalk hasn't worked. And I was told that once the construction was finished, that like they would, like allow me to be able to open my door. I guess it was for safety reasons, but now I still can't open the door. So things again, like this is more, I mean, these are just such silly, trivial things, but I just don't know how to get them resolved. And I'm getting like the runaround. So it's more kind of like, what's the escalation process?
Again, well, one of the best things for you to do is when you have issues like that is put them in building link so that they.
Building link. Okay.
Yes, yeah, so I
Okay.
mean, do you have access to building link?
You know what? I don't. I mean, like I said, like I've always been somewhat low maintenance and, I've just always gone to the office, but I haven't had to go to the office that often. It's only been in the last couple years with the roaches and the door and this particular security guard. I mean, like that, it's like literally within the last 3 years. I've never, ever had an issue before 3 years ago.
Yeah, so I mean, if you don't have access to building link, I'm sure they can help you reset it in the office, but I mean, that's the best way to do that because there are people that follow up with that. So if you put your issues in there, then there's somebody that follows up with all that stuff. So that would be the best way and the easiest way to take care of that situation. So.
Okay. And then if it doesn't get resolved from that point, like, is it, have a meeting with the board or like, what's the next step? I just want to be proactive just in case.
Sure. But somebody follows up with that. We look at the open work orders, so those are handled pretty quickly. So
Basically, when you put something in building link, it stays there until someone takes care of it. And we get to see for how long it's been there. We get to see all the information about it. So the more information you put in there and the sooner you put it in there, the quicker it'll get handled. We all get to see all the board members and I believe other people also get to.
Okay. All right. Well, I will be on it tomorrow. Thank you so much. I'm so sorry to take, extra time. I hope everybody has a good evening. I appreciate it.
And thank you, Jennifer. Again, with respect to the employee issue, we are really sorry to hear that you've had a negative experience. There's absolutely no excuse for prejudicial, unprofessional behavior by our staff. We encourage you to speak to Scott as he's asked you to tomorrow, so this can be corrected immediately. Thank you.
I will. I feel
that,
badly.
and we're really
Yeah.
sorry that occurred. There is absolutely no room for that in our community.
Well, thank you. Thank you for that. I thought it was resolved last year, so I was very surprised that it, happened again tonight, but, but it is what it is.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Reba?
Oh, go ahead.
Hi, I'm Rita from 1111 again. I did put this on Building Blink, but I'm not sure that it was a Building Link item. I have a card game every once in a while in the North Card Room. Those chairs in that card room are an embarrassment.
I agree.
Now, we are trying to make this a premier building. We're really getting a lot of community together, the social committee and everything else. Those chairs are ripped. I took pictures of the poker table that needs to be repaired. It's been on Building Link for a while. Again, I don't know that it's a Building Link thing because it's not something maintenance can fix. Something you guys will have to.
It is a building link. It's a building issue.
Okay.
Put everything in building link.
Okay, so I hope that we'll be seeing them repaired, replaced, or whatever, because
On everything.
it's an embarrassment.
Maintenance and repairs.
Question about the extermination. Does a unit owner have the right to not have their unit exterminated?
Yeah.
I know a lot of people do, but that could be leading to our roach infestation too also. So, I mean, come on, they have to have respect for their neighbors that they're living with.
Well, that did happen, I have to say, because of that issue that they had with the garbage dump. 109 had a huge problem as well, and when they took that out, they left it open. And that was like an invitation for every roach in the world.
Well, see, even the trash chutes should be treated also,
It is.
you know,
They are.
It is.
not just the rooms.
They
And
are.
the chutes themselves.
Up, they put those bombs,
They
chair
are.
bombs, and now it's working. It's actually working.
Kathy?
My question is though, the pest control, is roach included in that?
Yes.
You go, because you go to Costco, you get a box, you bring it in. Okay, so I'm curious if, because typically on pest control, they write down what is included, like what are they spraying against? You know, because people could be bringing it in on their own. I'm just curious if that's in our contract. It's just like the pest control on the lawn. It doesn't cover every single bug that's out there. It just doesn't. It doesn't cover, your pest control does not cover a mouse. It doesn't cover rats. It doesn't cover the roaches. I'm just curious. Because people can bring that in from a shopping box, you know, furniture boxes that get delivered and things.
Bring them in on their
So I'm
clothes.
curious.
I mean, everybody's clean.
It's not about that. It's our exterminator also works against what they call German roaches, which are the toughest type to kill. And even those, they try to exterminate it will come more and more, as many times as you need in order to make sure those are gone. So I think we're good covered on that, but I know we can look for mice as well.
Rob?
Rob 402, I'm gonna get yelled at later. So these chairs that we have here, I flipped one of, they're all broken underneath, the bottoms have fallen out of most of them. So I
Yes.
took a picture of one of the labels. They were made in 1982. So I really think it's time for us to replace the chairs. They're not comfortable. Most of them are broken through. People have stepped on them, etc. Anyway,
Thank you.
I'm gonna get in trouble for speaking.
That's okay. No, this is what we're looking for. Just, you need to tell us, what we need to look at.
Here's a question for the board. We have, what, 82 doors that need to be replaced, man doors, correct?
Yeah.
And did anybody look at 13, floor 13, the new door that was put in?
13.
Was it
16,
No, 13.
six, is it 13 or 16?
16.
16. I was there yesterday, I just didn't remember what floor.
There's no 13. That's
But what's the difference?
16.
16, all right, it's floor 16, the door. I don't know what we're waiting for. We have the bids. I don't know what we're waiting for to pull the triggers. Most of the doors are rusted, air coming in. It costs us in energy, costs us in everything. So we have the bids. We need to take.
This must be a leftover item, because I've heard nothing about this since we started. So let's bring that back up and circle back around to that. Scott, we'll have discussion about that at a meeting.
Maybe let us know if we have enough money in the budget to at least start that project, maybe get part of it done and move it in different phases so we can get everything.
I also did, it's a $200,000
Okay.
project.
We'll
door.
Yeah, we'll
Take the worst ones first.
yeah, so we'll take a look at that. We'll circle back around to that.
Well,
This is a new topic for me, so.
Go ahead. I'm sorry.
Jose Gomez, 706. I heard, with this whole roach thing, we own apartments in Texas, and our exterminator that takes care of all our apartments, the first thing he said was, tell people not to use paper bags. They lay their eggs in the folds of the paper bags. Boxes is another one. And that those little roaches that you're talking about, the little German roaches, they lay eggs every 14 days. So once you exterminate within 14 days, or a little beyond that, you have to exterminate again, because otherwise any eggs that had not hatched yet will hatch again. And I just thought that would be worth mentioning, because those are the things that do create problems.
Right.
And then the third thing is that we use, our maintenance guy, when he does make readies, uses something called Combat, which is a little gel that you just put a little bit here and there, and that really takes care of business.
Thank you. Anything else from owners? Who's hands up?
Citizens up
Okay.
online.
Who do we have?
Miss Trish?
Trish. Trish?
Hi, hello, thank you. It's Trish 1410. I just want to ask a question, obviously about the roaches. So
Hot topic.
is there any way that owners are notified if there is a roach infestation? So that way maybe owners might want to take precaution in their own units themselves so they don't get infested, because obviously, like that woman had said, they don't stay in one place. So thank you.
Hey, Scott, is it possible, since we have some of the owners who have a family of roaches, to possibly get, as Jose said, every 14 days, they hatch, maybe get the exterminator in twice for a couple of months to try to stay ahead of the project?
Yeah, but they don't allow them in.
Instead of once a month? I'm on the 11th floor. We see roaches on the 11th floor. So they do roam, but once a month, as everyone knows in New York, kills them temporarily and then they return.
Yeah, there's
Twice
been
a month.
units where we have them go to every single time he's here. So yes, we can have them come to certain units more than once a month.
Yeah,
But
because-
they're still going to roam the building. So my question is it possible to have, if there's enough people that are complaining, maybe for maybe a month or two, have the exterminator come twice a month to try to get ahead of the project, ahead of the roaches?
Well, it'd be one thing if people were telling us that there was issues, but I mean, if people aren't telling us that there's issues, then we can only assume that there's not. So, I mean, why incur an additional expense if we're not hearing that there's an issue?
Also, Denise, just keep in mind that every time the exterminator is here and comes for a visit, that monthly visit, I always ask him, are there any other issues in the building? And he's very forthcoming with answers. So I encourage everybody to ask him the same question. But in general, what he says is that our building is actually in a really good condition. The main issue he sees is maybe a bug here and there. He says the really terrible ones, he saw in one unit and they worked on it and they managed to exterminate it. But last time I spoke to him, he said we're in a really good condition here. So maybe there's a unit or two that we don't know about and maybe that he didn't get into. But we need to just, but just to remember, every time he comes, he doesn't come to all the units in one shot. He comes staggered. So when he's here and there's problematic units, let's call it that way, he would go to those units in addition to whatever stage he's on.
Special service.
I understand.
Extra.
Anybody else have their hand up?
There's another one.
Yeah.
James?
Yeah, hi, quick question, Scott. It's James, 714. Window washing. Are we scheduled for one?
No, that's been tabled. We're still looking at that. We're still getting additional bids in regards to that, but that's sort of put on hold right now because of the roof project has started. So we're going to be looking at that once the roof project has completed. So.
Okay, sounds good. Thank you.
I'm not giving you the advice.
I would like to talk about window washing.
You're not going to.
Trish, you have another question?
Yeah, I do. Sorry. It's actually the same question because I don't think anybody answered it.
Which one?
Is there any kind of notification to the unit owners in the building letting us know that there's an infestation with roaches in there?
No.
I'm not there all the time, so I can't even see what's going on in my apartment right now. So who knows if anything's going on in my apartment? That's what I'm asking. So
I don't think there's any real infestation. I mean, 2, 3, 4 roaches is
Relation of
Right.
food, that's what happened.
According to our vendor, there doesn't seem to be an infestation, a widespread infestation in the building. So there wouldn't be no reason to notify.
so it's only appearing in this one particular apartment.
Yes.
That's it.
Yep.
But maybe Scott, we can actually ask him if he sees a problem to just let the security guard know and just report it back. That's a
Report.
So that's easy. Yeah, okay.
Well, I guess the bug guy is good with confidentiality because he didn't tell you about the green weevils. And Yeah, they're grain weevils. They're really small. And I've read on the internet that if you freeze your grain for like 3 days, it'll kill them. And so what I do now is it's just like if I buy cereal 2 for 1. Now I'm preemptively freezing my grains for 3 days because, as I say, we do have grain weevils in the building.
Right. But you bring those those are already in the products that you bring in. Those don't happen, so.
I ate them. I didn't die.
Right, exactly. Anybody else have any?
Then I
Anybody else have
decided
their
if
hand
I
up?
could live here, I could throw them away and not eat.
Anybody else have their hand up?
I have something I want to say.
Okay.
It's been some time now since we've looked at our maintenance contracts, such as shoreline, our lawn maintenance, and also our housekeeping. And I think it's about time that we put it out for rebid, because I think we're being
So that would be an agenda item, and that's not on the agenda for tonight.
Well, let's get it on the next meeting.
So, all right. So this section is owner questions and comments. So if no one else has any other comments, let me make a motion to adjourn. Oh, sure.
I've been here now. I've been here 5 years. Well, they all.
No,
No, you guys.
we need it on the record.
5 years. And from when I got here 5 years ago to today, it is day and night, the condition that I see around me in this building.
Are you talking bugs only or in general?
No, I have no bugs. So I just want to say that somewhere along the way, somebody's doing a really good job.
Scott, well, we appreciate that, and we are about to adjourn the meeting. Before we adjourn the meeting, though, I would like to say something. It looks like Bill wants to say something.
When's our next meeting?
We will talk about our next meeting, but I would like to say, in keeping with what Jose Gomez just said, this new board, in my personal opinion, is getting along very well, and we are working very hard. We may not all agree on everything, but we are collaborating, we are communicating with one another professionally and respectfully, and we are communicating professionally with First Services, as is Scott, and it is a really good experience. People have asked me, do you regret running for the board? Are you happy you're on? I'm loving it. It's fantastic. I can't speak for everybody else, but I think it's going very well. What I would like to say is, if you have any concerns or questions, don't hesitate to contact us. And you can contact the board through the business office at office@playadelsol.net. You can contact any of us at office@playadelsol.net. I would like to say that our next scheduled meeting is
The third Tuesday of next month.
the third Tuesday of next month.
Which is
Every time.
Every month, it's the third Tuesday of every month.
Okay, so every month, the third Tuesday, we can take a break this summer if we don't have anything critical to discuss. I would now like to make a motion
By the way,
to adjourn.
I'm sorry.
I just want to add to
Great.
Todd, and just to say that President is sitting there. If you have an issue, go talk to him. Like, bother him. That's why he's sitting there.
Just real quickly, we had our annual fire marshal inspection today. We did extremely well. We only had 3 violations. One of them was the BDA, which I confirmed with them that we are in permitting stage, which they did note on the violation. Second one was the ELSS, which I confirmed with them. We have multiple steps in that in permitting, so they did note that on the violation as well. So the third real one was just we couldn't pull out the paperwork quick enough for them for when we had the last load bank test done on the generator. So other than those items that are already being taken care of, the building did an extremely good job this year.
Great. Thank you very much, Scott.
And then any ruffle our feathers about the pictures being up in the hallways?
No. So can I get a motion to adjourn the meeting?
I motion.
Motion,
You want them.
second.
Aye. All in favor? Aye. Aye. Thank you. Thank you, everybody, for coming. We appreciate it.